I never imagined my life could change in a single morning, and yet that day, everything shifted. My future, my family, even the way my heart beats now. And half of it died in the process. Started with a phone call. One simple phone call. A cheerful voice saying my name over and over as if I wasn't believing her. And honestly, I wasn't. When she finally said it clearly. "Ma'am, you won. Your ticket. It's the $50 million jackpot." My hands went numb. $50 million. Money I used to fantasize about when I couldn't pay the electricity bill on time. Money that could buy my son the future he deserved. I looked at my boy, sitting cross-legged on the rug, humming to himself, completely unaware that everything was about to change. I grabbed him, kissed his forehead and whispered, "We're going to surprise Daddy, okay? He's going to be so proud of us." Every line of hope, every stitch of excitement in my chest connected to the next as I packed us into the car. My husband, Amir, worked only 15 minutes away. I imagined bursting into his office, handing him the printout, watching him lift me into his arms like he used to when life was simpler. Before the late nights. Before the excuses. Before the distance I felt but kept ignoring. As I walked down the hallway of his office building, my son bouncing beside me, I kept rehearsing how I'd say it. Would I tease him first? Would I tell him we needed to talk and then pull out the ticket dramatically? I never reached that moment. Because just as I turned the corner toward his office door, heard something. First it was laughter. Playful. Not the kind he used with coworkers. The kind he used with me, years ago. I slowed down, my son tugging my hand, asking, "Mommy, are we close?" I nodded gently, but inside something heavy started pressing on my ribs. Then I heard her voice. A woman's. Low. Intimate. And then a sound that made my stomach twist so sharply I had to lean against the wall just to breathe. Soft moan. Followed by my husband's voice saying words that shattered the version of him I had carried inside my heart. I don't remember making the decision to open the door. My hand just moved. My body just acted. The door wasn't fully closed. It pushed open with the slightest pressure. And there they were. My husband leaning over his desk. A woman. His assistant close against him. Their faces inches apart. Their bodies closer than inches. My son let go of my hand and ran inside before I could stop him. "Daddy!" Everything froze. The woman jumped back. Amir spun around so fast he knocked over a stack of files. He looked at me like I was the intruder, like I was the one destroying something precious. But what he had been doing wasn't precious. It was poison. And it had been growing behind my back for months. "Let me explain," he started. But I couldn't hear the rest. Because something inside me cracked, quietly but deeply, like old glass breaking slow. And everything connected, one realization to the next, forming a truth I didn't want to face. The late nights. The forgot my phone in the car. The sudden gym sessions. The way he stopped touching me, kissing me, even looking at me the way he used to. And now here he was, looking terrified of losing something he had already thrown away. His assistant scrambled to adjust her clothes and whispered, "I should go," as if her leaving would magically fix what I had just witnessed. My son ran to me, wrapping his arms around my leg, sensing something was terribly wrong. And that was when Amir saw the paper in my hand. "What's that?" he asked. I almost laughed from the absurdity of it. Because 1 hour ago this paper was going to change his life. Now, it represented everything he didn't deserve. I held it up. "This," I said quietly, "was your future." He blinked. "What do you mean?" "I won," I whispered. $50 million. His mouth fell open. The shock, the realization, the regret, all of it splashed across his face like cold water. He reached toward me instinctively, like he could grab the moment and rewind it. Wait, sweetheart, listen. This isn't." I stepped back. "Don't call me sweetheart," I said, my voice shaking but firm. "Not when your sweetheart is hiding behind your desk." He flinched. "I made a mistake," he murmured. "No," I corrected softly, painfully. You made a choice. Everything he said after that sounded like noise. Empty, desperate noise leaking from a man only now realizing what he had risked for something temporary. For a moment, I looked at him and wondered. If I had come here without that lottery ticket, would he have tried to fix anything? Would he have even cared? Or was it only the loss of money, the loss of opportunity, that frightened him now? My son tugged my sleeve again. "Mommy, can we go?" His tiny voice anchored me. I wiped my tears, took a breath that felt like swallowing broken glass, and nodded. "Yes, baby. We're going." Before we stepped out, Amir reached for my arm. "Please, don't walk away like this. We can fix it. With the money we can." I stared at him. And in that moment, I realized something that hurt more than everything else combined. He didn't say "with love." He didn't say "for our family." He said "with the money." That was the end. I gently removed his hand from my arm. "You already lost what mattered," I said. "The money just made that clear." Then my son and I walked out of that office, leaving behind the shattered version of the life I thought I had, and carrying with us the beginning of a different one. A harder one. A lonelier one. But one that finally belonged to us. And sometimes, winning isn't about wealth. It's about finally seeing the truth and choosing yourself.